BrewDog have just rebranded their most iconic beers. I was given the link to this BrewDog rebrand falls flat page on LinkedIn, and it's been interesting to read. The BrewDog Punk IPA rebrand gives the same impression as Kim Kardashian in a Metallica t-shirt, inauthentic. A lot of other people have said it feels just like a template, it's lost its edge. Essentially what I think people are saying is that BrewDog's kind of become more corporatized. So it's fair to say that a lot of people who enjoy BrewDog have said that the design missed its mark. Essentially, they have taken a system and made it different, and they've kind of simplified every single one of their drinks, as you can see. So take BrewDog Punk IPA. This was their old can design. It had that sort of classic feel towards it, more traditional in the sense of an IPA, where it has this type on a path, this kind of shield. It's got the BrewDog logo, it's got the icon there. Punk IPA, a postmodern classic. So just a very, minimalist style of can. Now what they've done is they've actually rebranded and they've gone for more of the Sex Pistols type of look here, which is more punky, but it's also more minimal. And this is what I believe most people aren't enjoying about this rebrand, is that it feels not punk enough, and it kind of feels like what they say is a template, a design template that has just been stuck on. So here's all their old cans that they had, which followed a system, and most cans follow a system, which is you generally have the logo somewhere near the top. The color of the can indicates sort of either the flavor or the tone of the drink. You have the name of that specific drink somewhere in the middle, or you have an illustration of it. But because IPA can designs are pretty big and people love the can designs of IPAs, it can kind of alienate people when you change them. So we have Elvis Juice here, for example, very clean, follows the same system. And then look at Elvis Juice now. Elvis Juice has got more personality, in my opinion. The whole can looks a bit different, and even here it talks about how this new brand refresh has made all their cans look more fresh. People have a problem with that. Now there's a few reasons why people may be disappointed with brand refreshes that happen like this. If you hype up something about the company, especially if it has a cult following like BrewDog do, people are going to be excited to see something drastically different. So when you make small tweaks, which a lot of the designs on here seem to be kind of smaller tweaks, people aren't going to be very happy with it. For me personally, I really like the designs, by the way. I think it works really well in this new system. It's clean, minimal, and has a great personality towards them. Feels very BrewDoggy. But a lot of people might not think that. For what people are saying, the actual refresh looks more corporate because they've made such small changes and they've made it minimal. They haven't gone the other way where they've made it more complicated. They've actually reduced down what's on the can, which to a lot of people out there would look like it's getting rid of its personality and soul. So I thought it'd be fun to show you my take on a Punk IPA can design refresh. Let's do it. So here's their old ones and this is the new one. A problem a lot of people have with this new design is that it says brewed fresh. What does that mean? It's just the tagline they've got on there. I do love the typography here. It does feel very punk. So what I've done is I've gone through Google and found some images on this mood board here for kind of like just this punk vibe. And you notice within this, we have some crazy colors. Yellow is pretty one of them, kind of sickly greens as well. And we have a lot of condensed typefaces, a lot of crazy ones like in here, Punk's Not Dead, rock, all this sort of crazy stuff. And we have teal everywhere, lovely orange, and the textures are just incredible in a lot of these. But there seems to be this very, grunge kind of punk, very stylistic effect with the type. We have a lot of half-tone effects as well. So why don't we bring that into the can design and see what we can do? Okay, so I've got my can design here. I'm going to first of all go ahead and play around with the colors. Obviously, we don't want it to be bright. If we look at any of the colors on here, it's a lot of like bright colors, a lot of contrast, a lot of black, and we want to kind of go with that. So we're going to go for a pretty crazy black can here. So I love this can. There we go. That's cool. It's going to look good at the end. The first and most important thing is getting the logo design on there. Let's get this BrewDog logo in there. We have to change the color of it. Let's add the little guy in here. But what I'm going to do is I only have like this JPEG. So we'll just remove the background of this little guy. Remove all the white areas. It doesn't have to be perfect. And we'll just drag this back into here. And we can give this a white color overlay. And let's just get this bad boy up here. Obviously they've changed their logo, but I don't have their new logos. The next thing I want to do is get the typography in there. And again, we look at this sort of type here. It's very much like their own type that they used. I really love this. It's kind of Sex Pistol-y, but I think we could go a bit different with it. And I think the best way of doing this would be to go into Illustrator to play around with it. Let's write the word punk in Illustrator. I'm using Anton because it's very condensed and thick enough for the project. And we're going to go to something called the touch type tool, which I rarely use. But with this, it will make it so I can like move things around. It's pretty neat, and you can just like kind of warp the type a little bit, and you can like rotate it. It's a pretty neat feature, this. I think this needs to be quite thick. I think the main thing to do here is to make it look kind of naturally punk in the different ways. Also get that kerning kind of right as well. Kind of feels like it's turning in on itself now. So that was the touch type tool. I really love it. What we'll do is we'll grab this, copy it over as a smart object. Let's get that up and change its color as well. Let's get that to white for now. Okay, the only problem with this is that it just looks too dark at the minute. So I want to make it stand out. And again, looking at the mood board that I've got here, we've got these crazy textures, but the color yellow kind of appears everywhere as well. So let's get that color yellow right into there. And I've got the perfect way of doing it, I think. One thing that every graphic designer or even creative professional needs is a website. It doesn't matter if you're big or small, get yourself a website. Recently, we've been working on our brand new one, and we've moved to a platform called Framer, who is sponsoring this video. Framer allows you as a graphic designer to not know any code, but to design websites like this. It's mind-blowing what you can do inside of Framer. More so than that, you can fully customize it to be whatever you want. You don't have to learn that much, and to be honest, they have some amazing tutorials on their website. And also, if you just want to take a template, you can go and find a community template that you can get for free, or there are paid versions of the template, and you can edit it from there, giving you a bit of a head start. These beautiful websites with all these animations and interactions that you're seeing were all created without code, perfect for graphic designers like me and you who aren't web developing wizards. I've been learning how to use Framer over the past few weeks, and I'm really excited to share a video soon about our new website once it's built. And I'm also excited to share some tutorials soon that will help you in your Framer journey for designing your first website. If you want to check them out for completely free and start building your website free today with no coding or anything, please click the link down below in the description. It helps me out and it keeps these videos going live to you. Thank you, Framer, for sponsoring the video. Let's get this up there. Okay, let's create a new layer, bring that underneath, and we're going to use the pen tool here. We're going to kind of create just a weird shape, like an I don't care shape. And then we'll make this a bright yellow. And I think for the actual punk type, for the color overlay, we'll just go back to black like so. Okay, that's sticking out very well. I think that's doing a good job there. We don't need it to be fully everywhere. And I think that black is probably a bit too much for the punk. So we'll just increase that just ever so slightly to the lighter. Okay, that looks okay for now, but I think we need to add some textures in, because you look at anything punk, texture. Obviously we can't have too many textures because it is a product. So we need to go crazy. And in my idea of this is I'm going to create like this sort of mask, and we'll find a like kind of this splatter brush around, add some splatters into this. Now we don't want to do it too much because we don't want to screw around with the legibility of it, but I think that looks pretty cool right there. Just add something. And then what we'll also do is on the yellow blob, we'll do it as well. We can add a halftone effect to this if we wanted to. I kind of like the look of that. It's got that punk vibe to it. So we'll keep that for now. And we'll also add some like actual grunge features to this with some more, feathering off the edges. So that definitely screams punk right there. But I think we need another word down here too. We need that IPA. So I think what I'll do is I'll actually just write the word IPA. And I've got this cool font that I found already, but I think it's a bit too crazy and it reads really weirdly. So I'll find a punk font, and this one seems to work pretty well, this IPA. This kind of looks like a warning right now, which I think is cool. But if we zoom out, I want some like more color in there. So I reckon we could get away with just adding like an extreme pink of some sort. So we'll choose the same hue and we'll go for like a really bright pink and just see what we get. with that IPA, we can move that up and just give it a bit of a side twist, keeping it still quite large. I feel like all this punk stuff here, maybe a bit too large. Maybe that blob needs to increase in size a little bit. We don't want the IPA to be on the same kind of axis, because if we do that, it just looks boring. Now, if you're wondering where this mock-up came from and how I'm designing straight on it, you can actually visit the link in my description to my shop, where you can go and grab a few of these can mock-ups where you can design straight on it. It feels a lot better, a lot more intuitive than having to do it in a smart object. Okay, see this little logo up there? This tiny one in the logos, I think we can make that into a yellow as well. That would just add some more of that color language in there too. But something that's missing from the rest of the can is kind of texture. It just feels like there's a lot of texture there and that's it. So I'm gonna find some subtle textures in here. We'll just increase the size of that and we'll just put it to the back for now. And I'm gonna change that to a white. Yeah, I like the look of that. That looks cool. It adds more of that crazy punk vibe, and it looks like it's kind of, I don't know, cyberpunk as well, which probably doesn't work very well. But I reckon we can find another color in here as well that will do really well. Let us go and find a crazy kind of teal color. So we don't want a blue, we want this kind of tealish color. And that looks cool. I really like the look of that. Add some of that up there. I think that's too blue. So what I'm going to do is actually change it to green, more green. We want it to kind of be sickly, because that's kind of the punk attitude, bright colors, kind of craziness going on. And then of course we need to add the alcohol. The alcohol is like 4.5%, but I'm going to change that to be a bit more legible. And we'll just choose Inter to make it a little bit more legible right there. And in the UK we do everything with milliliters. So we'll do that. ml, boom. Now I think the punk part itself looks good. Move these logos a little bit, bring this icon a bit further down again. Yeah, I like the look of that. And there you go, we've got kind of this really punk aesthetic for a can. So here's the two there. Mine is probably just way too much and over designed, but I feel like that is more punk-like to me, where it's just got all these crazy textures. It might look too much like an energy drink, I'll be honest. Oh, I got the actual amount wrong. It's 5.4%. There we go. I like both of the designs. I think both of them look really cool, especially their new one. The whole point of them creating this new system is to bring them all into alignment with the BrewDog brand. And sometimes that can feel corporatized, especially if you stick to a very rigid system. Let me know what you think of my design in the comments below. There's no shade towards BrewDog Punk IPA or anything like that. I just thought, why not do it in a crazy punk way? If you did enjoy the video, please press the subscribe button. It helps me out a lot. Share the video with your friends and comment down below as well. Let me know your thoughts on this design, and I will catch you guys in the next video. See you soon. Have a good day and goodbye.